Welcome back to another week of the Quigley podcast, and I'm super excited to say we finally have some sort of Halo news to be talking about. Not a lot, but there's something to say, at least. We didn't have to just make stuff up out of thin air. Now, of course, we did start off just kind of vibing, talking about the different esports scenes and things that are going on, and then went into a little bit deeper of a dive on these new photos that Halo Esports seem to have posted on Twitter, and I think a few of their other socials as well, hinting at some sort of surprise upcoming. No clue what that really means at this time, but we also got a huge announcement video for the new season of College Halo that is coming up, and we do a deeper dive into that, give our takes on some things, and get a little bit of hype around it. It's going to be an exciting season, and we just can't wait to get right back into the coverage as always. So we look forward to the new season, but we also look forward to what we will be calling a new season of Quigley as we continue to dive deeper into our coverage and our action here of the College Halo season. But as always, we do appreciate the support, and we hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Here's the video.
What is going on, everybody? We are back with another week of the Quigley podcast, and this week we've actually been talking previously. I feel like the last few weeks I've been like, oh, we haven't talked in a week. It's going to be great. We have so much to talk. We've actually been able to talk this week, so that's been nice. But I am once again joined by my co-host Banksy Boy. We actually do have something to talk about, though. We've actually got news. We got information. There's stuff to talk about. So just get us into it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, finally, and I mean, looking at Twitter and everything queued up here, but just to kind of there's actually Halo news, there's actually College Halo news, and then there's just some spicy stuff in the esports world that we're going to yap about for just a few minutes, just because I want Ben's actual opinion on it, or his idea
okay,
of how he feels.
So you don't want my actual opinion, you just want some ideas. That's how it is.
Well, actually, before we dive into the Halo stuff, the nitty gritty, because it kind of does have to deal with some Halo people over at COD Challengers. Salaries got leaked for COD Challengers. Apparently, it's the season of leaking salaries because the CDL got leaked, and Legend came out and said that the salary that was leaked for him was accurate. But now COD Challengers salaries got leaked, and I want to know, do you know what they are?
I did not see them. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not.
I didn't want to pull up the video because I just don't want to have any backfire or anything connection on my end.
That's fair.
But Zuma had also brought it up on their podcast. Anybody that listens to the Flank is what it is. But the average Challengers team, and that means everybody that's in the elites right now, everybody that's those top tier teams, their players are making $200 a month during season.
That's insane. That's insane.
So now I want to say that might be a little, or no, that could actually be pretty accurate because we just saw something where a Challengers team had a player that was getting called up to the league to replace Legend, actually, fun fact, and their buyout was $2,000. Now,
a month's salary.
I don't think that's a month's salary. That's the whole season salary.
Wait, I thought you said 2,000 a month.
No, 200 a month. Yep. The silence.
I'm sorry for audio listeners. I was just looking in shock. I heard that wrong when he said that earlier. I heard that wrong. Oh my gosh.
That's what was leaked, was that most of these people in Challengers, they're not making anything being on these teams. So knowing that, what do you feel or think hearing that? Actually, I know for the audio listeners, you didn't see his face. He was obviously in shock, but what kind of goes through your head knowing that the majority of the Challengers players on these teams are making $200 a month?
I mean, that's not even. I mean, you can't even live off of. You can't even buy groceries off of that nowadays. What are we? Oh my gosh. I don't know. And I know that like that's not every team out there. Of course, there's probably some others out there, but like, jeez, dude,
I mean,
you have to think.
Yeah, it really makes you look at that in a sense of which
Like,
Legend is probably lucky because he gets
yeah,
his payout from Search. They had he gets like the league minimum or whatever payout, which is like 45,000, but that's still a living wage. So Legend's one of the lucky few on a challengers team to have something, but I don't know. I heard the fact that challengers players are making around $200 a month. Probably there could be some that are a little more, probably like Huntsman's more. Huntsmen probably
uh,
get a living wage.
I
Huntsman probably
guarantee
does.
Falcons do too.
Yeah,
Like
Falcons and Huntsmen, they probably get a living wage, but these
I can
teams,
I can guarantee you the Falcons do.
yeah.
They got that Riyadh money.
Yeah, but it's like that. I mean, I found that really crazy because what's the incentive?
Yeah, I mean, legitimately at this point, and like I feel like it's been like that for a long time. But like at this point, if you're actually like, I get people who want to just play challengers for fun, like you're hopping on with the boys in the weekend, or you're making a little team on Twitter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a team going, or you're going to these events to play at, right? But like,
Right.
if you are genuinely someone who is trying to make this your living at this point in the scene, like I just feel like you're absolutely insane. And that's not to be like disrespectful or anything. It's just it's not been in a good place for a while, and it's not going to get any better, I don't feel like. That's just me.
So, hearing what I heard, right? I agree. Because unless you're getting on these teams like the Falcon Academy teams, maybe Zuma's teams, but he's got two, so that's a question of how much difference it is.
Yeah.
Or like the Huntsman, right? If you're on
Yeah.
these teams, who actually knows where you could go or what you can go? Because you have to just, unless you're a little Aluka, who's now a sub for FaZe, or you're Neum, who's a sub for 100 Thieves, which Neum is on Huntsman. So again, that's a salary that's probably not bad. It just kind of questions with esports if that's the mentality for these smaller orgs, which I know they don't have a lot of money or whatever, but like these smaller orgs, what's the buy-in to want to compete necessarily?
Sounds like you gotta sell your soul or something. These guys, I mean, that's just, I don't know. 200 a month is kind of almost disrespectful. Like, I know there was a point in time, and I know that like nowadays it's also different with certain things, but I know there was a point in time where like if you were on a main roster and you got like benched or you chose to play, like I know like there was one year where like a player chose, I can't remember who it was, but whatever, like somebody chose to be on the bench and they were talking about how much they lost like by going to the bench. It was still like 10 times what these guys are getting paid. You know what I mean?
So as someone who doesn't touch a single league match is making some like, and that's COD, for example. I imagine there are different scenarios in other esports. I know Halo doesn't have that system. So a lot of that quote unquote challengers for Halo is that passion pit grind. I know there was a post, and I want to give shout outs to Legion. Everybody watched Charlotte. Everybody knows who was on Legion during that period. And it sucked being a Legion fan because of what had happened at Charlotte. But Legion had made a comment there was a Twitter post I was reading, and it was someone tweeted talking about necessarily this situation and how esports is becoming more of you aren't a team member, you're not a part of the business, you're not a part of the brand. You're just go play for me. If you're bad, I'm getting rid of you. Is what leagues are becoming. And the owner of Legion came out there and was like, "We don't do that. Mm-mm. You join this team, you're a part of the family, you're part of the brand. We're small and we're going to build it together." Which I feel like is what, I mean, a lot of people are gonna push off Optic, for example. But if you join Optic, you're in content, you're in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shotzi quite literally makes business decisions for that team. Like Methods makes business decisions for the Huntsman. So
GM one's any.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he got Mercules in there. Let me tell you. And Optic is, I don't want to say thriving. I just don't know. On the surface, it definitely looks like they're thriving, right? Because there's talks about a CSGO team, for example. I think orgs need to take a really hard look of what it is to build esports, because I think I've said this to a few people. We think we're the NFL, but we're not there yet.
I agree.
Right? Like the NFL was built on like oil money and all this other stuff. So
hey, the Riyadh Falcons have that oil money. You know what I mean?
Well, you see what like a lot of people don't. A lot of people have their own opinions. We do not. Society, okay. I support Falcons actually a lot as like an esports. I think they're doing a lot right, and they do a lot of content. But I know there's discourse in the world.
I think a lot of people, you know what, Ben Fish is just gonna make a stake. I just think a lot of people don't like Riyadh Falcons because of the location that they're at, and cultural things that are going on in said location.
Correct.
I don't think it's necessarily a big issue with the org or what they're doing as an esports company. I think it's much more of like a culturally centered thing, which is like fine. Like, you know, I'm not saying that there's any issue with how people are feeling about it. I'm just saying I think some people are directing it a lot towards them, and it's not coming from that place to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right. Like I've watched a lot of videos of like the CEO of Falcons. Yes, he comes from money. Like that's just his situation. Yeah. I mean, look where he lives.
I'm pretty sure that guy called me like 3 years ago asking if I could like send some money for an Arabian prince or something.
Could you imagine? But like really good branding when it comes to the Falcons. Yes, they have a lot of money, but they're doing it right, where they're making the NFL team. You know what I mean? They're doing well in multiple esports. They're branding correctly. Yes, they have a lot of money to back themselves, but I think there's a lot of return when it comes to the Falcons, like this community around it. And I'm hoping like smaller orgs look at that and go, it is possible. It's going to take a lot of work, and stop hiring 500 people because you don't want to do the work. Okay. Like,
yeah,
I'm out here making graphics. Okay. I don't know what the world I'm doing. Okay. Super's the artist, and I'm out here trying to make graphics for everything. But to be fair, we're in a world where like there's a lot of assistance with making stuff, but it's just, I feel like it does need to change, in a sense. And I hope it does personally, because we're losing orgs left and right. We're losing interest left and right outside of Apex, CSGO, League of Legends. Well, there's a lot of esports that are just losing interests, you know?
Yeah, I think we could talk some about that too. You know, Apex. No?
I mean,
you're not going to take that transition? Okay, all right.
I'll let you handle that. You go.
Well, where do you think I'm going with that?
I
got to figure out where I'm going.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what okay, if we're, because this actually isn't where I was going to go with that. I was actually just going to try to transition, but I do think that there's a statement to be made with the Apex scene, and then looking at like player salary wise of things. While I do think that it's insane for a player to think that he's got it all figured out when they're paying $200 a month, is insane.
Yep.
But I also know, but I mean, a lot of those guys are like, still in school, or they're already working other jobs, right? And I think that kind of comes back to what it used to be like for these COD pros. Like a lot of COD pros back in the day still had to work other jobs. They still had to do other things, But I guess just using Apex as an example, like I also think you have to. I don't know if Apex players get paid a lot. Like if you didn't know, some of those guys make bank.
I mean,
and
yeah,
I guess I would say it's the same. It's the same side with like COD. Like we've seen some of those players when their payouts were released and things, and like I mean, some of these guys are making insane money, and it's like I just feel like it's one of those things where maybe players are expecting that that'll be them one day, but it's like this. I mean, there's 48 players in that league, and there's probably 500 that show up to these events that will never get noticed.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. So I'm glad you said that. This is a good swing to Apex, where I think Halo also did this. Who just won Worlds?
A non-signed team, a non-org team, a team that was not. Now, I will say, led by, or kind of they had players who were very well known, but they were not a team that, you know what I mean? There's plenty of well-known players who are on orgless squads in challengers right now.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, not much anymore, I don't think. Well, I guess
what do you mean?
I guess there are a lot of them.
Well, I'm just saying, there's literally world champions still playing in challengers right now. Like there's people who have won at the biggest level in COD, and they're playing in challengers. Like it's insane.
Yeah, but they've all been picked up by like Falcons, since they have 2 teams now. Stallions, Havoc's left. I mean, Silly plays, but
yeah. I'm just saying, Arcity's plays, but he's on Falcons, so I mean,
yeah, I scrimmed Silly's team. That was fun.
Did you? You guys win? No,
that was messed up. No, we didn't win. We didn't have Cursa.
Oh,
he was not. That was not his scrim to play that day. And because we're trying to find a medium player that can obviously sub in. And we sit Cursa out to get rid of our crutch. You know what I mean?
Got you. So you guys get rid of the hard carry.
Correct. And it wasn't bad. I mean, our hard points were like 200, 250 until like the last 2 where we just got steamrolled. But it was funny. Silly's funny. His whole team's funny. I message them. They're hilarious.
Fair enough.
But back to the Apex thing, and like you said, it was a non-org, so everything was fronted by the players, by the captain, or not the captain, the coach.
Yeah.
And which I mean, they obviously probably have funding in themselves from just streaming and whatever. Apex sold out in a country that does not sell out except in Pokemon.
Yep.
16,000 people in an auditorium or stadium size venue for Apex in a country that does not sell out unless it's like Pokemon.
Or like what's that, like Mobile Legends Bang Bang or whatever it is?
Yeah, like the mobile game. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
But also, this is where I wish I was on that inside, and I can always speculate, and anybody listening can speculate. Is I want to know how much Apex backs their orgs, because COD gives 0% except for merch at events, and they get like 30% of skin sales in game.
Yep.
But the org has no control over what the skins look like outside of color. So Hex came out about that. So like that's
not great.
Yeah, like COD does not support COD versus Apex. I feel like Apex supports like Apex. You know what I mean? They know what the business is. They know where they make their money, and that esports is just thriving. Is it chaotic? It's a very chaotic esport. I've learned that, but they have a wonderful challenger scene, or like a pro-am scene. They have a wonderful path to pro for anybody, as proven by an orgless team winning champs, which is what, $3 million?
Yeah, it's it's kind of insane.
Apex champs 2026. The winning team goes home with $600,000. It was a $2 million prize pool.
$2 million.
Next year, the prize pool is going up by $1 million.
Then it'll be 3. Got you. Okay.
Right. So, like, Apex cares.
Yeah. No, they do.
And I think Halo cares. Don't get me wrong, everybody out there. I do think Halo cares. I think with whatever transition is happening, and we'll ease into this here in a second, and I'll show it on screen. Whatever is happening on the internet, on Halo side, they obviously needed this year break. Who knows why? Who knows what's going on? But showing this on screen is quite literally, I'm going to show these images that were tweeted. Okay. You have this one.
What are the, are you going to explain what they look like for the audio viewers?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
listeners?
I'll explain it. And this is, I'll like the maps and everything. If no one's looked at them, you have the pit with a heat wave kill, which does not exist in esports anymore. It is not a heat wave. It's a normal shotgun. And this is a post by HCS, and says, we got something in the oven. We got a death by a heat wave on the pit, which doesn't exist in esports. The next photo we have, what map is this?
That is what's the ice one that I hate?
Oh yeah, that horrible one, the newest one, Lattice. A Lattice.
That's not the newest one. They just added another one, didn't they?
Oh yeah, we played that last night. I don't even know the name of that map. I was so confused playing it.
Yeah, but it's Lattice. It's Lattice.
But Lattice in this one, and it has a guy with a sniper coming out of top red, challenge somebody with a pumpkin head. I can't really tell anything new in this one, or like questionable, unless sniper's moving to tower, for example.
Yeah.
Like unless there's actual like movements, but he's got a thruster. Is that on the map?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So nothing really new there. Showing off a Shopify weapon skin. Next one. This one is by the Brutes on live fire. He's on C ramp and he gets a sniper shot by the Brutes. Only thing we see here is 2 optic skins. Nothing much else to really show anything new. Got a sniper kill. And then the last photo is also live fire. It's up on C plat. Here the jump up or tires is at. And it's a dead Spartan with a nade right on the lip where Ben would probably lose his nade at.
Okay. All right.
And this says we got something cooking in the oven. Now, could I be an investigative person and go and rewatch every HCS event and see if these are old, you know what I mean? Old stuff.
Old news.
Things, right? And we're just getting teased that something's going on.
Can I be investigative and just say crazy. This is a bunch of baloney and we're not getting anything new? Like,
I mean, there's a good chance. I mean, it's almost 100,000 views just on this post.
Did they post the same thing on Instagram? I know sometimes they'll post like on the other socials too. I want to see.
I didn't see anything, but when I was scrolling earlier, but I could have just not been paying attention. But I mean, for the room here, the skins are new, right? They're not showing off old news. And it just very much is a possibility that these could be old HCS photos or something. Who knows what's going on, right? Well, it has to be newer because this picture right here that I have on screen, and those for the viewers is the lattice photo, is the pumpkin head. Okay. Which was the last Halloween event. So
that's true.
And I mean like last. Like it was that, then Worlds. You know? So
yeah.
This one, who knows what's going on, really, or what's being cooked behind the scenes, okay, for anything. And maybe it's a revamp to ranked play. Maybe it's the announcement for what's it called for HCS actual announcements. And just for audio listeners, I'm not showing the photos anymore on the live recording, but that's what we have. You know what I mean? We have something, but what is that something? You know what I mean? Because it could honestly really go anywhere. And I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, you want to have that open heart and be like, yes, we're getting something. Maybe something's happening, Ben. Something could be happening. But then again, who knows?
I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
I really want to try to see if I can connect to Tashi somehow and be like, hey, just give me a little something. Give me a little something.
Last time they told me they had something exciting, it was a Halo Combat Evolved remake. So I'm not trusting them with much, you know.
that is true. I've had a few conversations actually recently about that at work, and like people always ask me,
what does Will think of it?
See, Will is a solo player. So he really doesn't like, he likes good campaigns, he likes stuff. He's excited for the aspect of playing Halo Combat Evolved modernized, right? But he does agree that it was kind of weird to announce and show it off at Worlds.
Yeah.
No, so Will does like, well, that's weird, but I want to play the game.
That's fair. I respect that take out of Will.
Let me
my
ask
good
you
buddy
this,
Will.
I mean, you got me saying Will. Let me ask you this, Ben.
I love Will.
Never
even met the guy. We need to have him as a guest on the podcast.
Oh God, he'd have no idea what's going on.
I think he'd do great.
He would actually. He would. You should see us at work. It's so funny. I'll tell this story real quick because it's funny. Me and Will actually went to the same school.
Oh.
In 7th grade.
Wow.
And didn't know it.
When did you guys find out?
About
like, how long were you working when you guys found out?
Like probably like 8 months in, Will had made a comment, and I looked at him and I was like, because I'm only about a year older.
How do you know that?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
And I was like,
who are you?
I was like, where did you go to school, Will? And then he
thought he was like a CIA operative watching you?
I was tripping because like everybody who listens and everybody who knows me, I live in Myrtle Beach. Okay. But good luck finding me.
I'll send you the address if you need it.
That's my parents. Don't do that. But I live in like a vacation city, and people that live here long are shocked when someone says they were born and raised here. It's not like normal.
Because people move there after they're retired. It's kind of like Florida. Like,
right. Like it's not normal to be born and raised here. It's kind of becoming more normal now because there's so many families now. So like they're having children and raising their children. But for me, I was not a normal thing. So when I would tell people I was born and raised here, they go, what?
Yeah, bro, we know you're not a normal thing.
Dang. Even people hit me with, you don't have the accent. And I go, just leave me alone. We'll move on from the fact that I don't have the accent for being down here. But that's besides the point. It's just when Will made a comment about like how long he's been here and where he's gone to school, because Will's not from here either. I went, come again? And then I found him in my yearbook, which is in that closet back there. I found the picture of Will and I sent it to him. I was like, found you.
That's insane.
But he had ended up changing schools the following year, which is why we quite literally never crossed paths, because he went to a same city, just a different district, like school district.
Fair enough.
Is all it was. But anywho, back to Halo.
Where were we? Where were we?
My question for you.
Uh-huh.
So we are 21 days as of recording this. We're 21 days into 2026, which, man, does it feel, it feels forever, in my opinion. I feel like it's been the longest month.
It does feel like it's been a while.
But how do you feel that we still do not have an announcement for any Halo events this year, and we were promised at least 4? I'm not including LVT.
Well, honestly, I have no, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't have like a much of a say on it. I mean, it sucks because like you want to be able to get hyped and be looking at, you know, where you're going to be hanging out, staying, what venues you're going to be at, that type of stuff. And it also kind of feels like, is this bad? Is this like not a good sign? You know, like if we're not hearing anything, is it one of those things where like it's like no news is the worst news? You know, like I don't know, it just kind of feels dangerous for them to not have said anything. And and I know it's like still first month of the year, but it would be nice to hear something. Because, I mean, you're thinking at least 4 events. Well, we know nothing's happening in December because they're having Halo Fest, right? And then
that's the only competitive event.
Is that going to be competitive?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There is going to be the kickoff thing. Or okay.
The invitational at the end of the year is the only thing announced, and we know the date. You just can't buy tickets for it yet. So like,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It sucks for viewers, but I can imagine it sucks like way worse for people like trying to like compete, because that's got to suck, because you just, I mean, unless you're like in the know, there's no way you have a clue where you're supposed to be planning to go, what date, what, you know, dates you're supposed to be taking off for work or whatever you might have going on, you know, like,
yeah, like
it's kind of crazy.
I know we have time and we could like take off for example, DreamHack and stuff if we wanted to play. I'm just like, they obviously made the agreement with DreamHack early. There's no way they just on the spawn was like, hey, DreamHack, we want to be a part of you. By the way, no HCS season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even on DreamHack's website, it says Halo. It doesn't say HCS. But COD says CDL. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there are things that you can look at and distinguish that there is an understanding that certain things aren't happening. But a lack of like, I mean, Call of Duty.
It's just no communication.
Yeah, Call of Duty's announced every event. You could have bought Major 1 tickets forever ago. You could have bought Major 3 tickets forever ago. But nothing from Halo, which is kind of like nerve-wracking in my opinion. Because for us, I would say for us, like you said at the beginning, we finally have something to talk about. And it's a teaser on Halo's side of something's being cooked up, but yet we still have no competitive announcement. Toshi's been talking to a few people in Twitter comments. But nothing like, I want to say, groundbreaking or like concrete enough to be like, yes, cool, we're having, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, is it like they're dangling the carrot and I'm just chasing after it?
No. Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
personally, I think it is.
you think that's what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Darn.
just me.
I tried, man. I tried.
You tried. You tried.
But let's segue this. Finally, that's our Halo news. Okay, guys. If you have more, talk about it. Q, I'm talking to you. If you got anything for me, send it to me. Just tell me what I messed up. Which, funny enough, no one caught my mistake in my last video. And it's the mistake that Will caught today.
Did you spell it wrong in that video too?
It's spelled wrong in that video.
Wow.
So no one caught that. It's okay. We'll see if you can figure out what I misspelled. But we're actually going to transition, and for the audio listeners, you should be able to hear it. But for the viewers, you're going to be able to watch it. Okay. It's been posted on Twitter. No one can fight us. We're not leaking. We're just showing. Right. So transitioning over, I got a video I'm going to play. We had the honor of helping out. Which is what we've been doing, but like we had the honor of essentially starting the college Halo season off right. Okay. Which is with a video that announces the next season, shows it off, and talks about a new format, which we'll dive into after this. I think Odin, I'm going to give Odin a little shout out here, and I'll probably do it again later, did well thinking this through, thinking out how he wanted it done, how he wanted it handled, and how it would work to benefit the whole season. And I think everybody who listens to the podcast, if you have played in College Halo or currently do, Odin took quite literally all of your complaints and feedback. And I think, I don't even want to say met in the middle. I want to say he did more. I don't know if you agree with that, but I want to say he did more for what I'm about to show.
I think he found the best, and yeah, you could say met in the middle, but like I think he found the best area of common ground to meet the needs of the most teams and players, right? Like,
yeah,
I think we just watch it and then we can kind of course, go into that.
Yeah, let's dive into this. I'm gonna mute. I imagine Ben's gonna mute, but just so everybody can listen and hear us and everything.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another, hopefully, fantastic season of College Halo. As we head into this season, we all just want to take a few minutes to walk you through some important changes to how our league is structured, how the regular season will function, and how teams will ultimately qualify for postseason play. These changes are designed to create more competitive matches, clearer playoff paths, and a format that better reflects how teams actually perform over the course of the whole season. Let's get into it.
Shut on. You need to get your space. You need to get this cap. You need to get it back.
This season, College Halo will operate on a 9-week structure, broken into 3 distinct phases. Weeks 1 through 4 will be initial pod play. Weeks 5 through 8 will be rebalanced pod play. And finally, Week 9 will serve as play-ins and tiebreakers. Each phase plays a specific role in shaping the season.
So first, let's talk about pods. During the opening 4 weeks of the season, teams are placed into pods. These pods allow teams to compete against a consistent group of opponents early on, helping establish baseline performance and standings. Every team plays 1 match per week, and every match matters. But the season doesn't stop evolving there. After week 4, teams are seeded based on how they actually perform. New pods are created for weeks 5 through 8, grouping teams by their records and results. This helps eliminate mismatched games and ensures tighter, more competitive series as the season progresses. The goal is simple: closer matches, higher stakes, and better competition week to week.
And this brings us to one of the most important philosophical shifts we're making this season. College Halo is moving away from the rigid preset divisions and towards a system built on performance and progression. Instead of being locked into a group for an entire season, teams can earn their place as the season unfolds. That's why, once regular season play concludes, teams will be placed into one of two preseason leagues, the Osiris League and the Apollo League. These leagues are determined by regular season performance and any required tiebreakers. They are designed to create competitive playoff paths that reflect results on the server, not assumptions made before the season ever begins.
Each league has its own playoff bracket, its own championship path, and meaningful competition throughout. Placement matters, seeding matters, and every match leading up to playoffs plays a role in where you end up.
Once weeks 5 through 8 conclude, we move into week 9, which is reserved exclusively for play-in and tiebreaker matches. If teams are tied in standings, tied in league placement, or tied for playoff seeding, week 9 is where those questions are answered. Every play-in match is a best of 5. The results are final. This ensures that when playoff brackets are set, every seed has been earned.
Week 9 adds clarity, fairness, and a lot of excitement going into the postseason. It gives teams the opportunity to fight for a position and removes any uncertainty before the playoffs begin. There are no assumptions, no coin flips, just competition.
Altogether, this new format creates a season where every match matters, teams play opponents closer to their performance level, standings reflect results, not preseason labels, and the road to playoffs stays meaningful from week 1 through week 9. This is a system built to reward consistency, adaptability, and competitive excellence.
Well, there you have it. We're excited about what this structure brings to College Halo, and we can't wait to see how teams rise to the challenge. More details, including schedules, pod assignments, and roster deadlines, will be announced soon. Until then, get ready.
This
is the future
of College Halo.
Make sure to follow College Halo on social media for updates, announcements, and everything you need to know heading into the new season. And don't forget to check out SuperPods, home of the official College Halo podcast, the Quigley podcast, now streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as going live with a video version on YouTube.
I love Connor so, dude. Okay, first off, I want to shout out like everybody was a part of that. Of course, like you and Connor and Odin, because you guys' parts were so good, bro. I loved. Odin was just so wholesome with his stuff, and then dude, I don't know. Every time I've watched that, every time Connor does his thing at the end, and he's like, "College Halo," I just love it, bro. It is so good. And then but like you guys did like incredible with your parts, and then of course huge shout out to Super and Brandy for just like putting that whole thing together. I know Super did a little bit, and then he had to kind of take a break, and Brandy took it over, and I mean didn't ask no questions or anything, just took it over and did his thing. So like well put together video, well made.
I know Super did the every video and audio you hear, or like personal video, is everything Super threw together and put it in line of how it was formatted, how it was laid out to us, how to kind of present to everybody. And then Brandy finished it off with every piece of graphic that was in the video was added post by Brandy. Even fixed that little error that Connor made where he said preseason, he meant to say post.
Yeah.
Overall love the video. I actually love watching it because we're all growing as a business. You had your camera issue, and I feel like it still came together. It still was good. It has 1,500 views. If you didn't know,
wow,
so
that's pretty good.
So people watched it, and I just love like what we did. I love the little format. Did you like my little slide in at the end?
I did.
I literally, I know you can't see the camera, but I literally had the camera set up, and this is for like the YouTube people. Like if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, go to YouTube, watch the video. And I looked at it, and I looked where I would fall off the camera, slid all the way over, and I said to the microphone, I said, "Super, watch this."
Oh my
And I
gosh.
slid, and I did the I don't know. I felt like I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted to show that College Halo is more than just a script, follow
Yeah.
through, we're here to have fun. We're here to do it. And I think we sold that. Your parts are so funny.
Dude, I do this weekly. I do the streams, like when we were doing the prediction show. I did, when we just do whatever. Like, of course, when we first started, I was nervous.
Right.
But like over time, like, and that's something that's been so cool with this is like, I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you. Like, this is not, like something that I would have ever thought, like back whenever I was younger that I'd be doing. Like, just gonna be honest. But like now that I've done it so much, it doesn't like really bother me anymore.
Right.
And I don't know what it was, but sitting down to record I was so nervous, and I think it was just because like I didn't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? Like I knew everybody was like putting their best into it, and I didn't want to like troll around and make it bad. So I feel like it came out good.
I was in the same boat actually. So we had the previous thing where we did the announcement for our, working with College Halo. That was just me, you, and Super. We had to do that. And when I did that, my script was longer. My talking points were longer on video than in this one. I only had one video. Most of my talking points were off video. I actually missed one. I'll give some behind the scenes for people that have watched the video. Me recording my part where it's like me on camera, I'm talking to you, is a different day than recording when I slid on camera and said this. I just went and found my jersey that I was wearing.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted that continuity of we all put our work in, we all put what we needed to record, and and I was like, well, I gotta wear the same shirt. I don't want to mess up this video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had I just had that same feeling going in. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be the one to ruin the College Halo 2026 announcement. And this was a lot of planning. I want everybody to know that there's Odin, Connor, Dogbear, everybody on College Halo are doing a lot to make sure the seasons improve year over year, season over season. So they are listening. Just know, if they can't change right away, I'm sure they're working for compromises. But yeah, dude, I was so nervous. I was like, don't mess this up. Don't mess it up. And then when I saw I had voice lines, I said, thank God I don't have to use a camera. I'll just do my voiceovers. And if funny enough, the one thing I messed up the most, another behind the scenes kind of look, was the very end of the video where I didn't realize I was the closer.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out with Super. I'm yapping. I'm deafening to go do my stuff. Going, just kind of. It was my day off. I was just hanging out doing stuff for Quigley and then doing this. And I get to the end of it and I'm like, all right. It says, do I have anything else? And it said closing. Banksy, and I went, huh? I was like, I'm closing this.
That's all you, man. That's all you.
I saw that, and Odin, thank you for having faith that I could do it. I honestly expected it to be you.
Nah.
So I never scrolled to the bottom. I thought it was going to be you the whole time. I thought he was going to say Ben at the bottom. Ben was going to close it. Until I got to it and I saw my name and I was like, well, thanks, Odin. Now I'm gonna sit here and just pee myself real quick. I think I messed up 8 times. I couldn't get our part right.
Honestly, I feel like you have the voice for the closing part. I feel like that works. You know what I mean?
It did sound good at the end. I was like,
I feel like when I try to talk fast, I slur it or I stutter and then I mess up. And you spoke fast enough where it kind of sounded like a closing statement talking about where you can find us. It didn't sound like something that was very slow and needed to be thought out. It was quick and it made it it made the ending.
Each one of my lines, I said at least 5 times before I hit record.
Wow.
For my video, I never wanted it to look like I was reading. I wanted to like try my best to look at the camera, and I did my video off of memory only. Because I just sat there and read it and read it and read it, and then I went and did the recording, and I hit it on like my 3rd try without messing up. And then all my voice ones, I read it and read it and read it. I mean, I did read it while recording it, obviously, because it's just a voiceover. But I read it so much that I knew I could say it fast enough without messing up. Because Super called me out like so much on our College Halo announcement video where we partnered, where I messed up one word. I was like, I ain't doing that again. So, I mean, I read it and read it and read it so much just so I just didn't have to live with the fact that I couldn't say a word.
Yeah.
Forever in front of 1,500 people.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, like that was I locked in. But I mean, let's talk about the season. Me and you have had obviously like a backseat into this. We've known a little bit more than the average person going into this. We liked it when Odin first told us, right?
Yeah.
We said that sounds like a great idea. You're hitting the nail on the head for this. I like go do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%.
How do you think it's gonna run? Like, do you think it like? Here's my only thing.
Okay, hit me with it.
Well, can we say who won't be here this season?
I don't know. I mean, I can tell everybody who won't be here, we won't be here, at least playing. We've all graduated. We've all moved on. The other thing that you're thinking of, we might want to wait on. I don't know.
Okay, I'll wait on it. It hasn't been publicly said from my knowledge. There are some teams that will be missing. Okay. That, in my opinion, ruin the pod system because they don't play their games.
Yeah, BPC won't be here, by the way. No, I'm just
But you know what I mean? Like they.
Yeah.
And
no, I know what you mean.
We're pretty forgiving in College Halo as a community. We're not really strict per se. But there were some teams that literally played 6 games in a week due to scheduling.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruins the pod system. That doesn't give you accuracy. So I hope, and it has been a conversation. I'm personally letting Odin and Connor handle that side, and we'll do what we do, event wise, or advertising, whatever wise. Just tell me how you think. Have you thought about that personally, or not until like now?
Wait, what exactly?
Like people not play, like they have to play their matches week 1 through 4. They have to play because come week 5, you have to have that middle like relegation type thing where you
that is true. I didn't think of it that way.
The pods, like you have to play them. Week 1 through 4 has to play. If you don't play, here's how I'm thinking. During your week, you forfeited.
I mean, I feel like there could definitely be like certain situations where like, a school has, something happened and the players can't play, or, a player gets sick or something like I could see where in certain situations there's a reasoning behind missing a week where you'd have to make it up the following week. Like, but there can't be any more like, and that's something that of course the admin staff will have to figure out on their end. Like that's not for, they've probably already started kind of trying to figure that out themselves. But like, you got to think that it's probably going to be a thing of like, we can let you kind of lay off for a week or something, but then after a week, we kind of have to pick that back up because we're going to be falling too far behind. Like, we can't let it be like a 2 to 3 week thing where all of a sudden you're playing 5 matches back to back, because there won't be 5 matches to play back to back because we'll be changing up.
Yeah, which, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be an issue this season, knowing what we know. We're not there. Everybody, UNG just couldn't get a team last season. I doubt it's going to be a thing, even with Clay still there. Or wait, no. Did he officially graduate?
I do not know. Yeah. I think he did. Shout out Clay.
So, yeah. So, like, UNG not being a team, that would be a team that might have scheduling conflicts, for example. So, like, or like BPC, who forfeited all of their end of season when they played, like teams like that.
Yeah. That's insane to me.
I don't think it will be a problem, right? But I just hope that if it does come to, fruition, what's that word? Is that the word? Whatever I said.
Come to fruition?
Fruition? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta say it a few times. We might get it right. Who knows?
Yeah, we might.
Where like that issue is now more damaging than anything, right? Because you have to, and maybe it's a conversation with these teams. Like, you have to play your week 1 through 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to play that balancing week 5, where it's like you play you have to play that rebalancing of the teams. So there's evenness across the board. You're not getting, like, our issue in D1 was the top 4 teams were vastly different from the bottom 4 teams, right? But also an issue with bottom 4 teams of D1 and top 4 teams of D2 in like mid-season were vastly different if they were to go against each other. So I like this balancing system, right? Like, Clemson right now, if they stick together, that's a team to be worried about, where if they're just going to steamroll everybody because their only competition is like UVU, UNA, and what's the team? What's that new team?
I have no clue.
They're the 9th. Bales. What's his team?
UCF. Thank
Sorry,
you.
Bales.
UCF. I needed a team person. I needed a name.
Yeah. Shout out Bales. Shout out to that team. Like, those are your like right now, looking at the season, UNA, UVU, UCF, and Clemson are your teams, right? To be fair, I don't know where Soap's at. I'm pretty sure he graduates.
Yeah, I think USF is going to have some new players if they're returning. I do not know.
Yeah, and like NASCAS, I don't know. NASCAS has got to be graduating at some point.
This is his last semester, from what I know.
Oh, okay, so, but like, there, you just don't know what's going to come of these teams. But those 4 teams that I listed, if they're not in the same pod, for example, they're slamming their pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Clemson, watching that live, they were just unstoppable.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things that is going to kind of change the way that we, like, not really. I was about to say view the season, but it's going to change the way that we completely, like, on the spectator side of things. Like, it's going to make things a lot more interesting, and a lot more fun, I think, for the players too. Just because you're not going to be like placed into a division very early on and then all of a sudden have no competition, or vice versa, be placed into a pod early on and then not be able to compete, and I will say there's one thing that's also going to be changing that, and I do kind of want to get your idea on this. So we have seen, if anybody's watching, of course, before your team has signed up, if there's any new schools out there looking, we need to, I'd love to speak to some of these new schools from last season, see who's coming back. I'd love to speak to some new schools in general, just see if there's any new schools that may be looking to begin for the first time, or, I've heard there's some old schools making a comeback, so
yeah.
Just in general, if you haven't seen, There was an announcement that came out on the 19th. Odin has announced that registration is live and it will close February 4th. They will be scheduling office hours up to February 5th. So it looks like if something happens and you need like an extra day, I guess they're going to have a run over for help on that day. Don't quote me on that. That's just what the announcement says. If you've got questions, don't just take that as an answer. Ask Odin, ask Connor, ask the admin team. Don't ask don't just but below that is a very important thing. On February 18th, and I'm just reading word for word, all rosters will lock, meaning after this date, no new players will be allowed to be added to your roster. Love you all. Am excited for this season. Okay. For one thing, I but before like there's all of a sudden a witch trial out for the admins' heads, I don't think that this is going to mean that everybody's just screwed if something happens crazy. Like I feel like there would definitely be understanding for certain. Like if we've seen it in the past. If your player is literally in the hospital dying the day of a match or the day of like playoffs or something, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's definitely times where certain things can happen,
right?
To add an extra player in if needed, and it's an absolute emergency. Once again, don't quote me on that. That's just a thought of myself. That'd be an admin thing to ask also. But there will not be any more like or like mid-season adjustments like we saw. Like there's not going to be, and not to say throw any shade or anything, there's not going to be another Zeta hopping on Clemson in the last few seconds to clutch up. You know what I mean? There's not going to be a last second player coming in late in the season to all of a sudden change how an entire pod plays out.
So,
and I think that's quite interesting.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually. So roster lock has always been a thing that happened mid-season. And it was, like Ben said, there have been a lot of things that happened under Slew's management and Connor coming into management, where, again, they're college kids. Everybody, things happen, whatever. And I'm sure Odin and Connor, who are not oblivious to things, like, if something happens and it's like, who do you need? What do you need? Talk to me. They'll figure it out. They will. And like Ben has said, just go speak with an admin. They will figure it out. They will not throw anybody under the bus. They will not hurt anybody's chances of playing in college Halo if you really need it. Like, you have to really need it, honestly, at this point. For them to announce a roster lock like that, it's literally, and I'm going to give a shout to Milkshake because his point here is very valid. If Zeta, like you said, did not show up, that D2 finals is a whole different story. It went from,
I don't know what you're talking about. I think not.
it would go from one person on Clemson carrying the team, or it would go from two people carrying the team to one person carrying the team, which is a different story, which we have felt at Full Sail in many moments. If we don't have me and you, or one other person's not showing up, like competing, the team is a different dynamic. So like Milkshake's like complaint is valid. Like the roster lock saved Clemson's season. Okay. They lost the first 4 games outside of like a forfeit from Montana. So that mid-season change, for one, solidified them into 4th place. As soon as they got Zeta, they didn't lose a single series. They didn't lose a single match at all. Solidified them in 4th place and then had them win D2 champs. So, yes, the roster lock saved Clemson's season. Clemson's lucky, right? They networked, they talked to Zeta, and they got it. I mean, they did the work and followed the rules. And I just think now it's like, hey, it's happening now. We're not announcing anything else mid-season. Okay.
Yep.
So at this point, with nothing being announced, we still technically have a month. For all the complaints, I don't think there's a LAN. But I mean, there is still a month to figure it out if there will be one, because I think that will also that was a major, issue too. Is like the late announcements were roster lock, LAN. That might have been it.
Yeah.
I think that was it. And those were the major things. So like if we don't get an announcement for like LAN, for example.
Well, I mean, and once again, this is just me speaking. I don't want anybody to hear something that I say on here and then try to use it later. Like I'm not an admin. I don't make those decisions.
Sure.
I am strictly like content side of things. I have no clue about the inner workings and plannings until I am told something, right? And I have been told nothing. I will go on record. You can quote me on that. I have been told absolutely nothing. But from what I would think, we would have a LAN just because generally NECC runs their spring semester LAN thing just like they did last year. But I don't necessarily know if that will happen again or not. But sorry, you can.
Right. So it's where like we had one, we announced it. We just don't know, right? And like Ben said, look, if you click on our names in the Discord, I don't care that there's a yellow dot there. We don't even read our own Discord, guys. We had to make a private chat to talk to each other. So
Yep, true that.
We don't know what's going on most of the time until very much later in the conversations of said things. And it's when our opinion is wanted, not like anything else. And that goes for the same for Super. Like it's not, I promise you, we're idiots we're oblivious to what's going on until our opinion is needed, which like I said earlier, like for the pods, they were fleshing it out and they wanted player opinions, not, staff opinions or caster opinions. They wanted player opinions, right? We did
people
play.
Who had played and seen. Yeah.
So, but I truly am excited. Just teams listening, obviously they're probably going to get, like Ben said, you might get a week off, but you ain't getting more than 1 week off if you need it. So there might be some strict calls from Odin and Connor on how like they're going to mediate certain things. But I think this season's going to be exciting. It's going to be more balanced. I think this is the most balanced we will ever see it. And hopefully the schools signing up, please do play.
Yeah, we want to see more schools, man. I mean,
yeah.
And if you happen to know of a school that could be interested, let one of us know. Like let somebody know so some conversations can start getting had. If you got a friend that goes to a school and they want to play, talk to them, tell them to get with their directors, find some things that, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
there's not much time. Signups are closing beginning of February. We got to get some new schools in. It would be, I mean, just like last season. Like, yeah, of course, there's probably some schools that came in and weren't getting the results that they wanted, but like I think it would be very cool to continue to see new schools come in, right?
Well,
and especially with this pod system, there's even better opportunity now because it's not like they're going to get thrown in with the wolves. That they'll get replaced into a pod that fits their play style and where their skill level's at. So,
well, I mean, Montana didn't even play, so
that is true. I don't know what happened with that, but that's
so which I don't even know if they paid. So,
oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know what they did. You know what I mean? They may have signed up, but if they don't agree to pay, then they don't necessarily get to sign up again. But I just don't know what happened on that end. And they disappeared. Most of the Montana team never answered anybody except one guy who wanted to hang out with us, and that was it.
Wait, what do you mean?
He just wanted to one of the players just wanted to play Halo, but he never. So
this guy signed up his whole school to have a team. Nobody ever showed up to practice, and he was like, "Well, I guess I'll just see if I can hang out with these guys."
So
I tip it.
Yeah, it is one of those things where.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, like you said, I would like new schools. I think it's going to be a fun college Halo season. I can't wait to changed some things on our end for casting purposes, for coverage, right? We know a major issue has always been College Halo being able to cover said matches. So just know, guys, once the season gets rolling, and Odin and Connor let us know how the weeks roll out, because since we're not a school attending in League OS, we don't really get like a pretty picture in League OS of what it looks like. So once they get that for us, we can then figure out how we're going to do it, or myself, figuring out what days I can do it, what days Ben might be able to cast, etc. But we'll have that more than likely in like a month or so once the season gets rolling. But that's what I have about College Halo. You got anything else you want to touch on that video?
No, man. I mean, I'm excited. Like, I mean, I've seen some other players say it too. Like, I wish that this would have been something when I was playing. You know, I think it would have been really interesting to be a part of as a player. But as someone who, and you know, don't take this the wrong way, but as someone who definitely found it kind of like disinteresting, or found myself becoming disinterested in like watching every week's games, it definitely might be much more pleasing for the viewer side of things, right? Even when it's like a player who wants to watch a matchup when it's being streamed or whatever. Like, I just think being able to hop onto Twitch and see a matchup that's going to be way more close is going to be a lot more fun than watching Fisher blow out somebody week in after week. You know what I mean? It's like week in, week out. We just watch Fisher 3-0 somebody. Like, it's, I don't know.
I mean, that's true. Like, watching UOU on LAN show up was cool. And they were late.
Indeed.
And then watching Clemson do as well as they did. There were a lot of good matches in D2, I'm going to be honest. But I will say this, for the structure this season, and this, I'm going to let everybody know, the D2 was a little bit last minute planned production wise. We are going to do things now as Quigley. The watch party will be Quigley, I don't want to say employed, but Quigley crewed people, and casting and everything will be Quigley crewed people. It's for us to grow the business. It's for us to grow us as people. And for me to be able to build a portfolio for me and Ben of what we have achieved. Right. So just to let everybody know, I know I did stream with the HC, love the guy, great guy. This season will be completely different. It will be. Gosh, Ben, you are deadlocked.
I may have started a college football game.
But that's what I have. I do have one more announcement before we send off. For you listeners, there is no audio, but there will be something on video, and I will say it. It's like a 7-second video. But like the wrong transition. So YouTube, you saw that. We got a little video here. It's a little announcement. And for you audio listeners, if you've already been on Twitter, you do know it. And if you saw on Twitch, he was there. I know we didn't have a lot of people, but we are welcoming a new member to Quigley, and that is our friend Henry, or else called, we call him E2 Cape. But it
or
is
as we've heard him called, E2 Cape. E2. There was another funny one that I can't remember, but whatever. Yeah,
there are a lot of names. But Henry's a great guy. He brings a lot to the table. He's got a lot of knowledge from being in game business and esports, and he did play alongside us on Full Sail Armada and FS Halo for a few matches there. I think just
let me just ask this for a quick question here. So, just for those that may not know, what does this mean in us bringing him on? You know, like what kind of content is he going to be a part of? What is he going to be doing? Where can they kind of catch him? Where can they see his, you know, what is this entailing?
So for this necessarily, he's not part of the podcast side of things, guys. Henry will be a content creator for us, and he will be live on our Twitch channel, as well as his own socials will be shared on the Twitch and throughout his tenure with us. But he does more of his content, right? He's pulling it away from being where like Quigley is just two idiots yelling about Halo, and to where our team is going to grow. He's going to play a variety of games. Right now, he's doing a challenge run for himself, which is really funny, actually. He's doing a racing sim, and he's going from bronze to gold in that racing sim. You guys got to see it. First series on.
He's got a fire setup, by the way, because I didn't know he had that full setup, like fixed. Like he told me about that he was trying to get one set up, and I actually saw it today when he was streaming, and that was actually like really cool looking. So if you guys happen to see the Twitch go live, if you guys get notifications or announcements, of course, if you're in our Discord, you'll get those announcements. Check it out, because I mean, it is actually funny watching watching him race.
It really is. And I mean, he's a great guy, and we've been talking for a few weeks now. Ben didn't know. Funny enough, this is just
so excited.
Yeah, this is kind of like, this is my side of the business, is what I'm handling, just to get. I want to grow us as Quigley, not just Ben and Binky yapping away.
Okay, let me ask this. And this is just and if we don't have a comment on this, that is totally cool. But just for the future of just looking for the future of people who may, you know, be wondering. So and this is just from my point of view. This is not going to be like a one-time thing. Like in the future, we may see other people kind of, you know. This is like a, you know, not like tomorrow or anything, but in the distant future, there could be potential for other creators or people out there who are doing things to also be a part of that kind of like content space.
Correct. Yeah. So how to answer the question and then in the easiest way possible is, you can come talk to me, right?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't saying anybody in specifics. I was just saying in general.
That you want to grow a brand, and that brand means growing the people. So that's the plan. It's not just like, if you think you have a shot, you want to give it a try, and you want to have a conversation, it all starts with a conversation, right?
I tip that.
So don't be like, I could never do that, because we have been here.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Like, don't think that's ever in the question. And we have Henry here. Okay. So
hey, I don't remember what I was going to say. Keep going. Keep going.
You know, we want to bring those opportunities, and grow it as that is, and as the people are. We just want to be an outlet, right? That's
fair enough.
The idea is us being an outlet, and giving you a place to start, build a community, whatever has it, is our goals in mind with Quigley. Me and Ben are still going to do our side of the business, run the things, etc. Super still does his thing at Super Pods, obviously owning it, being the head of it and all. But Henry is a perfect example of someone who can create content and, you know, not be strictly one thing, or think he can't do it. He can do it. Literally watched a guy crash into him, ruin his whole race, and he lost it. So like, it's possible. We want to be that outlet. We want to be your support system, right? So if you think you could do it, would love to talk to you. Doesn't mean we lock in everybody and anybody.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Henry fits a certain dynamic that we wanted on the team. So it's one way to think of it like that, but it's a growing brand, not just a podcast in the corner of Halo.
I like that. I like that. Well, look, I'm gonna ask you one final question before we kind of close this thing out. And, and if you have something else to add, you totally can. But I just want to ask this question. Getting close to time for the Super Bowl, right?
Dude, I'm so mad about the Super Bowl right now.
And as I know, you keep up with sports, but you're not like an avid sports viewer.
Correct.
So let's find out. This weekend, we see the Patriots and Broncos play. Who do you have?
Okay, well, that's a stupid question because the Broncos just lost every chance of succeeding.
This guy knows more than I thought he did.
When Bo Nix decided to, in overtime, in the final drive, just break his ankle, and no one even knew. No one even knew he broke his ankle.
So you're going with Drake May, and the Patriots, huh?
May and the Patriots have it because you had the backup quarterback who has only played 4 games in his career.
Hey, that's Jarrett Stidham, brother. Don't talk bad about my man Jarrett Stidham.
He's only played 4 games in the league. He was the Raiders' backup quarterback where he only played 4 games and he went 1-3 in those games. Okay?
Jarrett Stidham, bro.
Look, he's not Brady. He's not the backup quarterback that's coming for blood. Okay?
Look, all I'm saying is, do you want to hear his yards per game in his last 3 games that he played?
Sure.
You ready for this? Oh wait, this is okay. So he played. I could be trolling. He's got doesn't he have like a 400 something yard game? I don't feel like it's going to be as bad as people are making it out to be. Okay, but so you're going with Patriots.
I'm going with Patriots because the backup quarterback for the Broncos is 1-3 in his NFL career.
All right. So next up, we also have the 40. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong dude. Why did it just like refresh and take it all away? What am I looking at right now? What is this? Okay, then we have the Rams and Seahawks. Who you got in that game?
So I have the Seahawks. Not because of the blowout game they just gave. What was it, the 49ers?
The 49ers.
Where they just killed them. But because
it was pretty disgusting to watch.
The Seahawks actually did very well against the Panthers, and the Panthers fought the Rams for that move forward out of the wild card. The Panthers fought very well. The Rams have been so on even with everybody that they've played, and the Seahawks have shown consistent growth and improvement. So if the Rams win it, it's just because of the Seahawks did not wake up that day. But I'm going Seahawks.
So you're calling a Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I'm gonna have to agree with you 100%. And I'll keep it 100% honest with you. I think the Patriots are going to beat the Broncos in either way because I'm a huge Drake May fan.
So I agree with that take. I think Drake May has improved. He has adapted Brady's place. He has done really well as a Patriots quarterback for what the Patriots do and how they play their game. And I don't think the Broncos were honestly ready for that. But I hate it that we don't have Bo Nix, and this is a stapled playoff game, right? They had Peyton Manning for 3 seasons. They beat the Patriots 1 year. You know what I mean? The Patriots Broncos, that's a stapled game in playoffs to be happening, and they don't have their main quarterback is insane.
Yep. It is.
Yeah,
I'll agree with you on that.
You didn't think.
No, I did not. I thought you were going to be I think the Broncos are going to win. I didn't even think you had paid attention that much. I'm going to be honest with you.
I am autistic.
You proved me wrong. You proved me wrong.
So let me tell you, I'll end it off this on my side. I don't I'll watch playoffs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like certain teams I really like. I watch the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
If they're succeeding.
We're from the Carolinas.
Right.
That's typical. That's fair. That's most Carolina Panthers fans.
So like when Cam, their run for the Super Bowl, like seasons like that, I'll watch the Panthers. But there's really not a lot of teams I watch outside of like if the Patriots are making a run again without Brady, I think that's cool to watch, like stuff like that. Generational game and talent coming into the league, like at the NFL, is really the only thing I care to watch because someone's got to beat, the Chiefs, and we did it this season. So
that is true. That is true.
Yeah, like I do keep up. The only thing I don't keep up with is baseball.
Yeah, baseball puts me to sleep. No offense to the baseball fans out there, but like I watch golf before I watch baseball, and I actually like don't really mind watching golf. Like I know people say that's a boring sport.
I keep up with golf.
I'd watch bowling before I'd watch baseball. Like I am not putting baseball on my TV.
Yeah, like I keep up with darts more than I keep up with baseball.
Yeah, wait. Have you seen like the darts like walkouts? Those guys like walk out on stage and they've got people like singing their anthems and stuff. It is so sick.
I keep up with the Excel World Champions more than I do with baseball. That's because
I'm hyped for the Winter Olympics this year and the World Cup.
The World Cup's actually going to be wild because there's been so many teams that are just changing and fighting.
Yeah.
Not trying to give Leo gas with all his info too, but
are we gonna, this offseason, are we just gonna become like a World Cup podcast? Is that what we're gonna do?
It might happen, honestly. Honestly, with how wild the World Cup is probably gonna be and is getting, yes.
Let me make some phone calls. Quigley, the official World Cup podcast.
The official. But no, that's it for me. Is that it from you?
Yeah, that's good episode, man. There was actually some college Halo news to talk about. It was quite nice.
Yeah, I think this season's gonna be awesome. But no, I'm excited. Everybody out there, go follow our socials: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Because there will be streams more. Henry will be live on those. We don't have a schedule yet, so we're still planning that part out. But his release was today, is the 21st. And maybe you'll see some familiar faces, and maybe Ben can not have a crazy schedule.
Yeah, it would be nice. But all right. I guess I'll send us off, huh?
Yeah, you can send us off. That was just funny to me.
All right. Look, once again. Okay. My mind just went completely blank. Look, we are super appreciative for all. Why do I say? Have you noticed that I say instead of saying appreciative or appreciative, I say appreciative. Dude, I'm messing up this one so bad. It's okay though. No, we are super appreciative of all the support as always. We love you guys. We thank you for sticking around to the end of this one, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.